Hey everybody, and welcome to round three, part one of the Y Open here at 2020 at Little America Disc Golf Course in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I am Coda Turner, and I got Dale Ryden here.
Hello, everybody. Here to put on a good show for you is Justin Cournoyer, already sitting at 25 down for the tournament. That's only 2 rounds at Dry
He had two
Creek.
really good rounds already.
Really good rounds. Kyle Griffin, 10 strokes behind him, kind of makes Justin a little more at ease going into this final round, I'm sure. He's tied with Mac Lugo here.
And
He's out of Casper.
tied going into last round, too. They've been tied up this whole time.
Which is pretty cool. And Coda Turner sitting 4 strokes behind them. Thanks for joining us for the commentary, Coda.
You're welcome.
So here we have hole 1. It's a par 5. You can see from the map it's a pretty long one. It's mostly downhill though, so that really helps. But there's a pond just short of the green that can really come into play on that second throw. And there's a green long that's out of bounds that can really get in your head on that second throw as well.
Oh, and that's just hovering down that nice.
Yeah, I bet he got another
fairway.
100 feet out of just the glide along the grass.
Looks like Kyle's got that essence in his hand again.
Yeah, and I always feel like he let it out too far left, and then that thing just bends to the right.
And they glide
And beautiful
for days.
throw. They glide for days. I've heard them called a Speed 13 disc disguised as a Speed 8. Here's Mac letting one rip. Looks like he didn't get quite as much turn as he wanted. That left side can really pinch you off since it turns to the left at the bottom. What were you throwing here?
I'm throwing an Echo DD3 because I would rather end up right, so I'm going with something a little bit more flip. I just didn't quite give it enough and did leave myself a little left.
Yeah, and that left side really can kind of pinch you off, but you got up there pretty far, so you should have a pretty good look still.
Justin put himself in a really good spot, wide open look at the basket.
Yeah, you can really see the benefit of being off to the right there.
Ooh, and he got close to the water there.
Yeah, a little more left than he probably wanted, but still in pretty good shape, over the water and short of the green in 2.
Ooh, Kyle went pretty deep on that one.
Yeah, a little bit right,
Ooh,
and a little
almost
bit
deep
long.
OB.
Yeah. Stayed on the fringe though, so he's okay. Looks like Mac might just be laying that up from... Yeah, he's staying short of the pond. That's a smart play if you're not confident
It's
in
a
your
good
throw.
looking shot from there to the basket, over water the whole way, but you know you're going to run that, you know.
Yeah. Looks like you pulled that a little bit wide to the right, maybe?
Oh, and smacked some branches and kept me over to the right.
Yeah. Still, that's not a bad place to be. You're over the water. It's a pretty safe look from there.
Oh,
Just
Mac's
up
going
and
with a
down.
little flick here to play away from that left OB.
Looks like he left it a little bit more right than he might have wanted, but he'll have a little bit of a putt there.
I just didn't quite give that enough.
Hmm. So here,
Kyle for his 3.
yeah, he's kind of throwing back towards the water. I can see why he left that a little short. Easy tap in from there for him, though.
Lining
Justin
up
for his
an
3.
eagle.
Yeah, you don't see these very often. Well, you don't see this hole very often either, I guess. It's only for the tournament, unfortunately. Oh.
Speaking of unfortunate.
Yeah, no kidding. That was definitely unfortunate. Still, an easy birdie is never something to be bummed about. Except he had that in.
Here's a birdie putt for Mac.
Oh yeah, that'll work. And you're right up there for your birdie. It looks like we might start off with a star frame. That's pretty nice.
It's a good way to kick it off.
So yeah, after hole 1, really no change in the standings with everybody birdieing.
And that hole is actually just a tournament hole for the Y Open. It's not one we get to use all the time, but boy, is it a blast.
Yes, it is. This one here is also one that's only for the tournament. It's an uphill 328. Pretty open hyzer. You just don't want to end up too far left or you might find yourself in those trees.
He's a little pinched off, but not too bad right there from the looks of it.
Right?
That was a great shot.
Yeah, it was. I wonder, was that the same essence, do you think?
It looked like it.
It did. Ooh, and he drifted a little bit left. Looks like he might be in that tree a little bit.
I'm going with a PD3 and hanging out over that fence.
Just try and get it nice and wide and let it fight back, huh?
Yep. But that minimal glide left me short.
Yep, and right up against that pole it looks like here.
Justin's got a nice open putt here.
Oh yeah. He doesn't miss many of those.
Still walking it out. Gotta go to a straddle, which isn't necessarily my strongest suit.
Oh, just a little bit right. Tickled the chains a little at least. Looks like Kyle was a little bit wide there too, so
yeah, but
was
25
open
out,
though, yeah.
you know. Almost level with the basket.
Yeah. And Mac did find himself kind of in that tree. Oh, no problem. That was a great looking putt from there. That's tough from the knee, under branches and all that. You'll clean up your par. So I think we had 3 birdies and 1 par on that hole.
Had to ruin the star for everybody.
That's pretty tough to do, 2 star frames to start off the round. It was pretty close though. You almost had it. That little tickled of the chains on the right, just a hair too far right.
And now we actually get into some of the permanent course layout. 3 through 9 is actually 3 through 9 of the brand new permanent course that we have here at Little America.
Which is a pretty fun course that they've allowed us to have out there. That's pretty cool of them.
This hole is just a big hyzer tucked around these trees to the left. Nice and downhill.
Yeah, you really have to hug those trees if you want to get far enough left to get to the basket, though.
But not that much.
Yeah, unfortunately that is what can happen. It looks like that stayed up in that tree. See, if you take it that wide, it just never really seems to get far enough to the left. You can see here how far left it really has to go.
Open putt at the basket from where he's at, though. So.
Just probably like 60 feet. So it's really hard to get close enough to really have a real putt at it. Ooh, that might be a little long. That can pinch you off those trees there on the right.
Definitely makes it more of an Annie shot toward the basket and less of a run.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks pretty good from Justin.
Yeah, that's a great shot from out there. And Kyle, he is taking it right by the trunk. It was up there pretty high.
And that's a great shot.
That really is. From where he was sitting, that's really tough to get it up there.
Oh, that was such a great bid.
Wow, it looked like it was going to drop right
Yeah.
in off of that branch. Oh, and there's that Annie, like you were saying. That was a really good bid. A little short, but otherwise that was
really
right
just
on
trying to
it.
get up 4 or 3 from where I was at. I wasn't trying to run that.
That's understandable. You can see those bushes and stuff behind. You really don't want to find yourself on the wrong side of those trying to save par. It looks like that's all anybody's really getting to do on this hole is just save their par.
I'm willing to bet par is what most of the field got on that hole.
Yeah, if not worse.
It's really easy to take the par and it's really hard to get that birdie.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be easy to get worse than that par if you end up where Kyle did.
Yeah,
though.
that was a great save on
great
his
save
part.
on his part.
Hole
Great scramble.
4 actually has a couple mandos that force this really dramatic right-hand turn around that corner. And a lot of us are just going to go with a sidearm right up to that corner there. Oh, but Justin went a little long.
And it's easier to do than it looks. That corner really is not that far away. You got to try and pitch one around the corner, and
Looks
then
like Kyle's actually going to go with a little Anheuser flip to the corner. Oh, and comes up a little short on it.
yeah. I like how he kept it low though, kind of taking the risk of going into the parking lot out.
And that was a great shot.
Yep,
from Matt.
that'll open him up. You can see the second fairway, so to speak. It's like you're trying to go a little higher to cut around the corner more. Oh,
Yep.
a little up the hill, but that should work out pretty
That's
well.
pretty much exactly what I'm trying to do on that shot. And Kyle did get around the Mando, but is still pinched off pretty severely.
Oh, wow, and
That
what a
was-
shot.
That was beautiful.
It didn't look like he had anything. I don't know how he just pulled that off. Looks like Mac's going to go for another little flick around through here. Oh, caught a little branch, but he should still have a putt. Justin,
Like a
after
roller?
going OB, looks like he's going to try a roller. Oh, it's just too much angle.
And it needs to stop. Come on, it needs to stop. Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's a tough one. After taking the OB, that's a tough one. That did leave you in a really nice position there,
But
didn't
I
it? Ooh.
just strong-armed it a little
Yeah,
bit.
just a little too much juice on that one. Ooh, so Justin's got quite a few branches in the way on the way back.
Oh, that was perfect.
That was a great shot. He had to keep it low and did it perfect. Oh, and just off the chains again. It was a good try.
The straddles are not really my strong suit. I've been working on them a little bit, especially after this, but that was a great birdie for Mac.
Yeah.
That's how you draw this hole up when you walk up.
Yeah.
Get it to the corner, get it up to the basket, and just set it in, just like Kyle did too.
Yeah, he really had to kind of scramble for that second one. He wasn't necessarily off the fairway, so I guess it doesn't count as a scramble, but
We'll
when
call
you're
it.
that blocked on the second shot, it still felt that way, I'm sure.
And Justin will tap out an unfortunate bogey.
So yeah, he took one bogey each of the last rounds, so let's see if he can keep it to just the one
If
this
you go
time.
OB up in that corner, there's really not a whole lot of saving par from there.
Right.
It's real tough.
Yeah,
Hole
that would be
5
an impressive save.
is par 4. The first shot you actually lay up to the lake and then crush over it.
If you
Unless
have
you
a
have,
big
you
enough
know,
arm.
500, 550 on command.
Right. So there's not going to be too many people ever really going for that, especially since it's a double Mando on the other side of the water as well.
Maybe during a casual round.
Yeah, maybe. I know I don't have the arms,
Mac
so you'll
looks
never
like
see
he came
me
up a little
going
bit
for it.
short on that, leaving a little bit of distance between him and the lake.
Yeah, the ideal shot is to get up close enough to the lake. Well, about like you're doing right here. That looks like about the ideal shot right
Just
there.
try to get as close to the edge of the pond as you can so you don't have to worry. All you're really thinking about in your next throw is the Mandos.
Right. Well, and I like how you left yourself a little bit back. Oh, see, now this one, you don't really have room to follow through on
He's
it.
also kind of slanted down at the
Right.
very, very end there.
Right. So that's why I feel like yours is more of an ideal placement.
And
staying
Mac
a
just
little back.
snuck past that Mando beautifully and has a nice
Yeah.
open shot for his 3. That's,
Really risking that left side Mando there, though, wasn't he?
But going left there really kind of is the play. It's way
Right.
more open. Looks like Kyle's going to follow him.
Yep, right over to that left side as well. About pin high, but off to the left.
See, I'm throwing a mid from here just to keep it a little more controlled through that Mando.
Yep, keep it straighter. Don't have to worry about it hyzering out as much. And as long as those branches aren't in your way, it looks like it worked out perfect. See, and Justin wasn't able to follow through. I just feel like
he didn't really need to, though. Look at that.
No, he didn't. That's pretty much how you draw that up. But I'm sure that he was a little uncomfortable with the footing there on that a little bit. Mac here for his 3. Oh,
good bid.
Good thing it hit that tree, too. He could have got himself on the wrong side of those low branches right there. Kyle running his 3. Oh, just a little low. I wonder if those branches were in his head as well.
See, I had to straddle out to the left on this one.
This course really making you use that straddle putt, isn't it?
There's a lot of trees near the baskets. There's still a lot of windows and alleys that you have to take your shot. It just makes you use it. Oh, yeah. Great birdie from Justin.
That's a great 3. That really is basically forcing you to kind of pick your distance for a par 3 after your drive in a way.
Yep.
And a fairly blind par 3 at that, so it makes it
with the
kind
flag
of intimidating.
On there, before the flag got put on there, yeah, it's hard to see it. But with that flag there, and with those branches now cleared out, you can see it from the tee. So if you want to get brave, you can go for it.
Yeah, you got to have a big arm and be brave.
So Justin will take the solo birdie there, and the rest of us will clean up our pars as we move on to hole 6. Which is something totally different.
Yeah, it brings a whole new feel to the course here, doesn't it? Tight trees. And that really is the shot you're looking for right there.
That's
just
perfect.
A low skip sidearm shot. It's like Kyle's lining up the backhand, which this hole's never really favored the backhand for my eye.
It's tight, but it's there.
And yeah, I guess it's there.
That is great. And there's a lot of ground play on this hole. So if you keep it low, you can really kind of keep it straighter along the ground.
Land it about halfway there and just let it slide up.
See, I'm going with the backhand as well.
Ooh, and I just let it to the left a little.
Hey, safe.
So yeah, this right side can be a little more forgiving on this hole.
Ooh,
that left side's a little tighter.
Yeah,
as you can see really from where you're at.
Much over here.
Well, that should give you a look, though. What do you think? Oh, about 20 feet probably there? That's a good putt. Great putt. Way to save your par from an awkward spot.
Yeah, that was pretty pinched off by the fence over there.
Yeah.
And
see if Mac can do the same.
His 3 as well.
Yeah.
And he does.
Nice.
Great putt.
This is one of those holes that it can be a 2 pretty easy, but it can be a 4 just as easy. Maybe even easier.
And for a 200-foot hole, that that can really be demoralizing when you take 4s or maybe even 5s on a 200-foot hole.
Yeah, it sure can. Looks like Kyle and Justin both got their 2 with those great drives.
Yeah, those were basically taps. That was fantastic.
So yeah, two birdies and 2 pars on that hole.
Going into hole 7 here, and hole 7 is it's interesting.
That's one way to put it.
The first really line is really tight, and you got to get this placement.
And it is a Mando left of that power pole. And then there's a fence on the left side that is also out of bounds, so that makes that a really intimidating shot.
And that's actually a pretty decent drive.
Yeah.
He's behind that tree, but he should have a nice little sidearm flick.
Yeah, he should be able to stretch out to the side and do something out of there pretty well.
And Kyle with the roller that I did not expect.
Yeah, this does not seem like a roller hole to me, but
and
it
if
seemed
that had
to have
fought
worked
out like it was trying to, that would have been beautiful.
Yeah. I think that bounce it took kind of stole a lot of its energy out and took some of that ability to flip up for him out of it. That was a good sidearm from Mac, but he's a little pinched off by those trees. That's going to be a pretty tough second shot, actually. You're just going big hyzer around that tree and everything.
I'm going big Annie with a essence.
Oh, and it kicked off the fence, got you out of the way, so you have a pretty open second look.
See, and I like that left fairway a lot.
It's a lot more open and a lot more... a lot less chances of that happening. Yep. That's really unfortunate.
This right fairway that Mac is taking is so much more pinched off. Even more so than it looks, you know, while you're at it.
Yeah.
That was a good shot, though.
Yeah, that was. Whereas you can see this left side, it's pretty much just a toss up to the basket. Just toss it into those trees and you should be fine. So it's just that out of bounds there that you guys both hit the fence on. If you go over that fence instead, then that's what makes it so hard to get over to that left side.
I have already lost at least one disc over there.
I bet. A lot of tall weeds, totally unmanicured area.
Oh, that didn't quite flip up like he wanted it to.
No.
Left himself a bit of work.
Yeah.
Here's Mac to save his par.
Oh. A little low and a little right, but let's see if Justin can save this birdie here.
Oh.
There's a few branches hanging there, so I could definitely see him having trouble getting that up in the air high enough. And you definitely didn't have that problem. If you and Justin had met in the middle, you'd have been perfect.
Oh, Mac.
Oh no, and right off the rim. It's always so frustrating going back and forth across the basket.
And a double bogey for Mac.
This course can definitely dish those out. This hole will give them to you, if any of them will.
That's a three-stroke swing between him and Kyle. 4.
Yeah, I believe it was.
And those guys were actually really close before coming into this hole. That puts a pretty decent gap between the two of them.
That probably relaxes Kyle a little bit, lets him feel like he has a little breathing room. Gives him a 4-stroke lead over Mac right there.
And then Max still has me by 4, though.
Yeah. So, there's still really room. This course can really dish out some trouble.
Especially with holes
nothing's
like
over.
hole 8.
Justin's kind of over. He's kind of pulled away to where he's got a nice buffer. But this course can dish out enough trouble that even he's not totally safe.
The Mando on this pine tree right here can be absolutely vicious.
Yes, it can. This is a great idea for it. That takes a lot of guts to lay down that roller on that.
Yeah, because that OB left can also come into play.
Yeah, he rolled over the path and then back over it to get back in bounds. So, can definitely, if you don't stand it up enough, you might be in trouble.
I think this is that fuse that Justin had also thrown the day before.
That's beautiful. That was a great shot there.
Another rare sidearm out of me. This course makes you use them.
Well, and this hole really is sidearm suited. Ooh.
Got that tree.
Okay, kicked you back in bounds though, no problem.
I'm okay
Still
with
got
being
a chance.
safe.
Right. Most of the time on this hole, me too. Just don't miss the Mando, don't go OB, I'm happy. Uh-oh, Max. Oh, and he's...
Also
wow.
safe.
Wow. That's all I can say is wow. You don't see two people mess up and get safe very often.
I'll take it.
Heck yeah, I would too. Ooh.
And almost...
Oh, and roll back out of the
almost
tree.
A
Great.
2 from that.
That was amazing.
That would have been a great way to bounce back from the last hole,
would.
too. No, didn't.
Oh, not enough Annie on that.
That was a
one.
poor disc choice, is what that was.
Ah.
I threw a link when I needed to throw my P1X.
Yep, the P1X probably would have held that a little more.
Kyle gave that a good bid. It looks like the branch just kind of swatted it down a
Yeah.
little bit. And Justin for his 2.
Oh, just off to the right. Wow, that kind of surprises me. You don't see him missing very many putts. Not that that was that short of a putt, 'cause I mean, that wasn't that short of a putt.
Yeah, I really needed to save that 3.
That was a great save. Great scramble there.
Mac trying to do the same, and he does.
Oh, and that's a great 3 to save. Like you said, after the trouble he had on the last hole with the 3 putting.
Yep, immediately stop the bleeding and just carry on.
Yeah, and to make a putt like that, a nice putt like
Looks
that
like
afterwards.
Justin wasn't all that blocked off by that branch.
That's good, because that can really make a difference right there. Just a couple of feet can make a huge difference right there.
Kyle will tap out his par as well. And that's a star par, I believe. Everything's staying the same as we roll on into hole 9. Hole 9 is actually one of the other par 4s on the front 9.
Oh yeah, this one is a par 4. It's 500 feet, double
Double
Mando,
Mando.
lots of OB on the left-hand side of the hole. You basically want to put a high shot up over the trees right in front of you right there, like Kyle's doing. Oh,
Didn't quite get it high
yeah,
enough.
he was actually through those trees, not over them. But if you can put one right over those with enough force on it, you can get there.
That's looking good.
Yep, he took it a little wider just to make sure and take that water out of play, but he got it all of the 500 feet. He put it pin high, it looked like.
And I almost missed that Mando.
Yeah, it looked like you were turning around to see what the group's call was. And it looks like they called you safe.
They called it safe.
It looked safe to me. It looked like you were just to the left of where I see the red sign,
Yep.
so I do believe that looked safe to me.
And that was a great shot from Mac there. He might have a little bit of a tree in his way, but he's not going to be hating that shot.
Right, that's definitely not a bad place to be.
Kyle going with a high hyzer.
Just a little bit much on it. He should be okay there, though. Didn't look like he's too far out.
A little too high on it and bled down the hill.
Like your choice there. Throw your tactic, though. Just something slow and overstable.
I use my soft grip too. There's a lot of
Yeah.
ground play on this course.
Yeah,
a
the
lot.
putters like that tend to remove some of that ground play, so that's always a good choice.
Mac was a little bit pinched off and couldn't quite get the shot.
Oh, and just low.
Justin a little low.
He really was all of those 500 feet.
I was looking at eagle from pin high.
Yeah. And not even as far out to the right as I thought he was. It looked like he was quite a bit more to the right than that.
He was inside circle 2 for sure.
For sure. It's a great birdie from him there. Way to clean up that. Ooh. That one, that one was dancing on the rim, and you can see he was sweating it a little.
Reminiscing good times.
Yeah.
And that's a star par to end it.
Star birdie.
Star birdie, rather.
Star birdie to
end the front nine.
Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. I hope you're going to come back and watch the back nine with us, because they're putting on quite a show out here. This is a fun course to watch, and they're showing you how to play it.
And this whole back nine is all temporary layout specifically for this tournament. And maybe one day we'll have some more out there, but for now we'll just have a fun every now and again. And
yeah, so if you want to see what the back nine tournament layout looks like, make sure you come back and join us for part 2. Thanks, everybody.
later.